Hey everybody, the last Shoegazer here, back with another installment of About Last Nightmare, the collaborative movie review series that I'm doing with my good friend Jason from Horrific Nightmares. And if you've been watching this series, you know that he does part one and discusses a little bit of the production and some fun facts about the film. He does a good bit of research and makes some cool connections among the cast and the directors and the production team, and yeah, a lot of really cool, interesting information there. So please check out part one on Jason's channel. I'll link that in the description of this one. So this is part two, and I'm going to be talking about kind of the overall vibe and the feel and our impressions of the movie, as well as our overall rating. So without further ado, the movie that we watched last night was The House on Sorority Row. Straighten that up there. So, I got to apologize here, guys. It's a little bit low lighting. I had intended to film this with a little bit more natural daylight after work today, but I no sooner got home and spent a little time with the kids until my wife got home from work, and then I had to hit the road and go to worship band practice, and I just got home. So apologize if this is a little bit grainy. But anyway, this was my first time watching this film. I've heard really good things about it. A lot of my fellow YouTubers have shown it on their channels and hold it in very high regard. It's one of Jason's favorite movies, so he was really excited to revisit it and enjoy it, for my first time. So yeah, this is a 1983, I would say, not your typical slasher. There are some familiar elements of other slashers at play here, but I was really impressed by the very classy feel this movie has, as compared to the dark and twisted story that kind of unfolds after a really nasty prank gone really wrong. It's really tragic. These sorority sisters get into a heck of a mess with just a stupid little prank that they pull on their house mother, who isn't treating them very well at all. But there's a whole backstory to that, and I'm going to try not to give too much away if you haven't seen this. But yeah, just very a different feel. Right away, I was taken by the awesome transfer here. This is the Scorpion releasing limited edition that just came out that I got from Ronin Flicks. This has a numbered slipcase that I recently showed on my Freaky Finds pickup video this past week. But yeah, I was really, really impressed by the transfer. The colors are just so vivid, and everything just looks really surreal and like it shouldn't have been shot in 1983. So guys, if you haven't picked this up, or maybe if you have like an old copy of this, I know even Jason's talking about maybe upgrading to this one at some point. I probably would have picked up the DVD too if I found that first, but I was really happy to find this one and have this be my first copy and first experience of this. I would say it is very atmospheric at times, almost dreamlike. The sorority house is really beautiful, but also haunting. It almost, I don't know, had like a 70s like haunted mansion kind of feel to it. But yeah, just a really, really great setting. The acting was really good. I mean, a lot of slashers have the typical cheesy, campy kind of a approach, and the acting's not anything amazing, but I thought the actresses did a really, really great job, and showed their emotion, and it was very, very believable. The practical special effects and all of the gore and then the kills were just phenomenal, guys, start to finish. Very intense, very creative. Definitely reminiscent of other slasher kills, but just really played well in this film, in a different way, and I like that. The killer is kind of unknown, and the girls are, they think their house mother's dead from the accident, but then they think she might still be alive, and there's a whole other plot turn, and just tons of twists and turns in general, that definitely kept me guessing and on the edge of my seat the whole time. And this, they take you all over the house. I mean, there's scenes in different rooms. You're in the boiler room kind of area in the basement, and it ends up in the attic, with a really wild time up there. So everything's just really creepy, and it just has a dark sensibility to it, which I really, really like. If I go into a movie expecting it to be cheesy, I kind of have a different mindset, and I try to have fun with it. But with this one, I was really hoping that it was going to be, a typical slasher, with some dark elements, some suspense. I guess I kind of wanted it to feel a little bit like My Bloody Valentine. And I was really really impressed with the how it resonated with me. The soundtrack is really cool, by Richard Band. It added a lot to the film. I feel like it kind of went from classical and almost playful at times, with different sweeping shots throughout the house following the girls, to very creepy and super unsettling. Top-notch soundtrack, that Jason and I were really, we talked a good bit about the music, including the band. He found out that they were called 4 out of 5 Doctors, and the more that I heard them play there during the house party, I almost thought they sounded a lot like Rush. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but if you know what I'm talking about, or if you get a chance to revisit it and see what you think, I really thought they sounded a good bit like Rush. They were pretty funky. He and I got a kick out of them, and I think he'll probably talk a little bit about the backstory there in his video. But anyway, we both gave this a solid 9 out of 10. The takeaway from this, it's very memorable, very uncomfortable. The kills are really, gory and intense. Like I said, they feel like a typical slasher, regarding the style of the kills and some of the different camera angles, a little bit of like, the jump scare kind of approach, but in a, not overly done way. But this is just a phenomenal film. I love the classic kind of feel to it. It definitely plays differently than your typical 80s slasher. So, like I said, 9 out of 10. I'd highly recommend it. I know, Jason would recommend this to anybody. It's one of his favorites. I would definitely check this out, if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, what are some of your favorite parts? What are some of your takeaways? What did you think of some of the things that I focused on in my review? So like I said, if you haven't popped on over to Jason's channel to check out part 1, please do that. And thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.